Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Sonic Experience. I'm your host, Sora Starlight, and today I'm joined by someone incredibly beloved in the Sonic community. You probably know her from their adorable Amy voice work, you know, the meme-worthy Sonic content that she produces, and her bright pink vibes, of course. Please welcome Emsbury. Welcome to the show.
Hi. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to have you. Thank you so much for taking time, to be on with us today. And hopefully we're going to discover things about each other and the world together. We're going to go down so many rabbit holes. It's going to be exciting. But half of that is true. We'll see. Maybe not the world, but certainly about ourselves, maybe. But so, okay, well, let me start you with this, right? For anyone listening who hasn't discovered your content, how would you describe yourself in like 3 words?
3 words? Oh my gosh. Okay.
I've heard you on record saying
silly.
Yep. Nope. Sorry. Go ahead. Yep.
Okay. Silly. I guess chaotic, unhinged. That's basically the big 3.
That's the big 3. Okay. Well, that's cool because I've seen you self-described as silly, and silly. So I was.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna hit me with that, but the chaotic and all that all combined, that's good stuff. So, all right. So we're gonna do an exercise. All right. And I want you to, yeah, I know. It's not cardio or anything, trust me. But I mean,
I'm down for that too, dude.
Well, cool. Yeah, no, you gotta stay on the treadmills, the gym. Like you gotta get that into the into the schedule and stuff. I try to anyway. But in any case, so what I want you to try doing is, kind of close your eyes. Go back in time and think, where were you when you first discovered Sonic the Hedgehog? Who were you with? What were you doing? See if you can dig up all those nostalgic feelings, and I want you to just go into it.
Okay. I got you. It was like way back. Like I was like younger than 3, I think. And it was back in Nashville, Tennessee. I wasn't born there, but I was there for like a good bit of my life. And my dad, my real dad, the only thing good about it was that he was a big Sonic fan. So every day... Okay. Yeah. Every day after like wherever he was going to, we would go to like GameStop and we would like pick up a Sonic game there or Sonic figures or whatever. And my first ever Sonic game was Sonic Unleashed, and that was absolute cinema. However, I did rage quit a lot, and whenever I would rage quit, I would just give my dad the controller, but then he had a bad habit of not giving it back to me after like an hour.
Gotcha.
But no, it's all good. It's all good, dude. But I got to play most of it, and it was a very enjoyable time. It definitely was. I think for a starting game, I think out of all the games, I think that's a great game to start off on. But that slowly evolved into like other games. Like shortly after that, I played Sonic and the Black Knight. I played Sonic Adventure, and I just went up with a bunch of Sonic games. And I just like, I had a lot of problems and trauma as a kid, so Sonic was kind of like my escape route for all of that. I would run around outside pretending Sonic was running with me when I was a kid a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Because, parents argue, yada, yada. So I would escape by doing that. And my mom, knowing that I was a Sonic fan, would introduce me to all these other Sonic shows. When Sonic X would air on TV, I would watch Sonic X. I also watched Sat AM, even the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Like all those, like those were like one of my only. I think it was Sonic was literally the only happiest times I've had when I lived down there, at least to my memory. Aside from my mom and my sister, but yeah, Sonic's been a part of my life for a while, and I stopped being like a crazy fan within the 2010s, which, understandable considering what happened in the 2010s in Sonic. Yeah. There wasn't really much to do there. But I came back during Sonic Movie 1, and I don't think I've left since.
Wow, that big of a jump. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of us have similar stories during the 2010s, early 2010s, when things were a little less active, we'll say, with the franchise. There was little sprinkles here and there. You could barely get them, but going back, so your dad, they were a Sonic fan, you were saying, actually, themselves. Yeah. So did they discover Sonic, originally back during the 90s, and that just stuck with them?
I'm assuming so. He was a big Sonic fan and Mario fan, but he did love playing a lot of gun games. But yeah, Sonic was I was too young to even form these type of questions to ask him. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I never really asked that, but I'm sure he was a retro guy.
Oh yeah. All right. And so Unleashed, that was your first Sonic game that you went to GameStop, you picked up with your dad. You go back home, you play it. You rage quit a few times. I rage quit a lot in the Werehog stages over, I think it was Empire City. Going over those.
The Werehog stages were the ones that got me.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm having flashbacks. Anyway, so but that's
they're not hard now.
They're not as hard, right? Not anymore. No, right. We've all been able to revisit Unleashed because of the compiled. That was pretty special. So, but that must have been really sweet, having that, you must have those memories still of your dad playing Unleashed together, and that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. It's the only good memory I have with them, but yeah.
Oh my God. You did mention there was fighting, and you had some stuff going on in your childhood, and Sonic was kind of your escapism. Yeah. Well, I've got some kind of same experience with it. There was a lot of fighting in my household too, and Sonic was that escapism for me too. You mentioned running around pretending Sonic was with you. I kind of did the same thing. I remember being on the school playground, and I was just running. I remember going up like this little hill, and I'd be like, "It's time to go up, over, and out of here." One of the catchphrases for Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And then, what friends I did have, we would pretend, all right, I'm Sonic, you're Tails. We'd kind of like play games like that, and let's do it to it, Yeah, childhood, it's like we've all seemed to have that kind of escapism together. It's the Sonic experience, She said the title.
No way.
Oh God, I did it. I did it way too early. I should have waited. But the truth is, like, we all had that kind of same experience, at least many of us, I think. A lot of people I've spoken with in my time as a Sonic fan, but childhood can be rough. So I'm glad you had that outlet, for that.
Yeah.
So what about subsequent Sonic games? Now, were those also shared memories with your dad, or how does your mom, and I think you said sister, right? You had a sister. Did they play a role in any of that?
Well, I mentioned my mom introducing me to the Sonic shows. My sister, she was way too young to even, I guess, care about things like that. She like things like Elmo and like literal baby games.
Ugh, gosh. Well, good for her. Hell no. I mean, that's not a bad role model, I guess, but not as cool as Sonic. Not as cool as Sonic.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my mom would around Christmas or whatever, she would give me, because my favorite character even then was Amy Rose. So whatever merch she could find, she would like done, which made me very happy. I had a small Amy Rose collection when I was younger. I mostly collected My Little Pony figures, and you know those old Strawberry Shortcake toys. I think they still make them where they're like you can smell them.
Yeah, I do remember them. From
I used to have a bunch of those.
You know, I'm a 90s kid, and they were there. I didn't collect them or anything, but I remember seeing that, you know. They had a cartoon, as far as I remember as well, for Strawberry
There's
Shortcake.
multiple.
Yeah, generations of it.
The new one sucks horribly, really bad. Wouldn't recommend. But yeah, back to Sonic. But by what was the word you said? Sub something? What does that mean? I'm stupid.
Subsequently, yeah, no, sorry. I know I'm so highbrow. Jeez, that's the biggest word. It's the word of the day. That's the only reason I said it. It just means what games next followed, like after Unleashed. So what did you play as a result of Sonic Unleashed? Where did you go from there? And was that like shared experiences with your dad as well?
I did Black Knight. I don't remember playing that one with my dad, but I remember playing other games like Sonic Adventure. I think he mostly was just like watching me play it. I don't think he played it with me. He helped me. What game was it? I'm like trying to think. Like we played a lot of Sonic games. What were the games at the time? Damn.
Well, I mean, if you're going into the Wii U, there was Sonic Lost World that came out. There was a couple of the Olympic games.
I don't remember. I remember playing the Olympic games. I don't remember playing any of meta era-ish games.
Yeah.
I only played, but it's not something that like I actually like played anymore. Throughout middle school, I was an Undertale girly. I was so weird.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I kid you not, I did a live stream when Sonic Boom came out on the Wii U. And it was like the biggest stream. At the time, I was like on webcam, which is like, you know, so foreign of a concept to me now. Because, you know, right.
Exactly.
But, I remember playing that game midnight. I went to GameStop, rushed back, got it popped in, and I think I was streaming to like 80 people. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Now, of course, the game sucked. But you know, it was still it was a little exciting. But you know, back then in that era, I didn't. What do I say? Like normies. I didn't really express that I was like, oh yeah, Sonic. I kind of kept it to myself because it was this weird, I don't know, people call it dark, you know, stage of the franchise.
Glad I didn't miss much.
No, you really didn't. It was just strong. Listen, the highlight of that era was they made a toaster with Sonic's face on it.
Oh, yeah. I think the only thing I remember that. I think the only thing that I was like into, at least with the media wise with Sonic, was either like birthday parties I would go to or the Sonic Boom TV show. I think those were the only things that got me into Sonic in that era.
Yeah, I will say Sonic Boom TV show, that was a fun ride. Season 2 especially. Yeah. They're like, screw it, we're just gonna do whatever. And it was good time. You know, so I think there was little things that like kept the franchise kind of going. You know, but pretty rough. You know, and I think it was like I was just playing a lot of the OG games a lot of the times too, you know, just kind of revisiting those. So speaking of that, the OG games, when did you discover those games? When was the first time you played the 90s era?
Surprisingly, those games were never the first games I played in Sonic. After I left my biological dad, my mom met my stepdad, one of many stepdads I would get in my life. And this guy, he was a video game nerd. On Christmas, we got a Sega Genesis, and
like
that's when I dived.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. it was really good. We got the whole thing, and that's when I just decided, like, the first game that I was instantly drawn to was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because I had Tails.
Nice.
And it was fun. I beat the game. It was really fun. I think I was I think I was 11 or 10 at that point. Maybe less than that. No, I was definitely less than 10. But after I played, like, basically every, like, maybe not beat every Sonic game on there, but I did play, like, every single one on there. The Sega Genesis had a lot to offer.
Oh my gosh.
They
Yeah.
had a Barney game on there. And I don't know why I remember that of all things, but that game.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this stepdad you mentioned went and bought an original Sega Genesis, got you the Sonic
for
games.
Christmas.
Yeah, for Christmas. So, but they also they got you Barney, or how did that come about?
It's in the thing. It was in the roster thingy of the Genesis,
The
dude.
roster?
It was.
Like
Whatever
did
it
you get a
was.
compilation cartridge?
I have no idea. I have
don't
no
know?
memory of it.
But you remember? Okay, fair enough.
I just remember
Fair enough.
getting a Sega Genesis and
No, I love
playing
listen,
that.
I love Barney. I don't want to ridicule it. I just that's yeah.
Okay. There was also a Rise Star.
Rystar, let me say, Rystar, let me say, I'm so happy you brought that up because that is a nugget in my childhood. I have fond memories of playing that game so much. That and Echo the Dolphin.
It's a
Tokyo
fun
Marrow.
game.
Oh my gosh. And it is by certain components of Sonic Team, to my knowledge. My kind of what I know about the development of that game is very limited, but I'm pretty sure it's got some Sonic Team because it reeks of it, frankly.
Well, yeah. I mean, the play style and everything and the way he looks, yeah, you could definitely allude to that being like a Sonic thing.
Yeah.
Luckily, my dad's there was something about Sonic, despite, everything, despite how people, like, online really didn't like him. The dads I had just loved Sonic. He didn't play much Sonic games. He was more of, he liked to play a lot of Call of Duty and stuff. But we would play the OG All-Stars Racing and the Transform Racing. I remember playing
cool.
those. It was like a family household game that we would play a lot.
That
Is
makes me feel
All-Stars.
so happy for you that you guys played as a family. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't have that experience. Well, I mean, growing up in the '90s with the Sonic, Genesis games, I one fond home from school one day, and my mom, she's like, oh my gosh, look, we got this magazine. It was Sega Visions magazine, and it had cheat codes for Sonic 2 in there. And she was like, come on, we got to go try these codes out. And I remember sitting on the floor, in the living room with my mom, trying these codes out and playing Sonic 2 together. Which she wouldn't normally play a lot of games because it was just wasn't her thing, but that little moment in time I always remember. And so anything with, like, sitting down with family, very powerful stuff. Yeah, long lasting memories.
That's nice.
Yeah, they mean a lot. Yeah. So you played the OG racing game and then transformed and all that, and then but that's just wild to me that your stepfather had bought you a Sega Genesis, like, in the mid 2010s, somewhere in that era, whatever it was, and that's how you got your first run of it. Wow.
Yeah. Very fun.
That's very cool.
Did not like Chemical Plant, though. Oh my gosh.
What do you mean? The fandom loves Chemical Plant Zone. Don't we?
It's definitely more forced nowadays, but, like, playing Chemical Plant for the first time, getting anxiety at what part of that level,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
No, it's gut wrenching. I have trauma. It's like, I'm like a war vet. Jeez. I can remember even just the drowning tune from Sonic 1, because I got my Sonic 1 when it was Christmas of '91. It was a pack-in Sonic 1 with it on the Genesis, and so immediately getting into, like, Labyrinth Zone, which is such a slog of a time, like, woof, and then the countdown. And then Sonic 2, same difference in Chemical Plant. I'm just like, wow, they're hitting early this time around. It's the second zone. What are we doing? Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, Chemical Plant, I think, is one of those, rose tinted glasses thing where people like, well, I remember it so distinctly. And I think, well, you remember it so distinctly because you got stuck there as a child. You couldn't escape.
Literally.
Yeah. That's funny. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But no, Chemical Plant and Metropolis Zone, nightmares as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No fun.
Did love Carnival Zone though. That music still scratches my brain.
Yeah. Oh, so it's Sonic 3 Carnival Night Zone.
Yeah.
That is a good time. And then that Nux comes along, laughing it up.
Yeah.
Turns the
that
lights
was
off.
really good.
I'm like, son of a gun, that Knuckles. But speaking of different like characters, let's get to the meat and potatoes here, and ask you about Amy. And you didn't.
All right, what do you want to know?
Yeah, everything. No, so you mentioned that you tried to collect everything you could. I think your mom would like get you Amy stuff anytime she found it. I think you said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, I couldn't like go online and shop for things myself, or I mean, my mom was she wasn't really good. Like none of them were done good financially because my mom would work at a hotel thingy because she didn't go to college. She had me, so that was an issue.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
She sounds like she was working hard though.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. So, when I would like see like, especially Toys R Us when they used to sell a bunch of Sonic stuff, I don't remember if they I think they stopped. I don't even know what Toys R Us is anymore.
Oh, Toys R Us is like dead except for some...
I'm pretty sure it's dead. I saw a Toys R Us in my like mall recently. I'm like, are they coming back?
So they
what
did
is
reopen
happening?
In certain locations like New York City. I think they're in Macy's. There might be.
That's where I saw it.
Macy's.
That's where I saw it. It was at the Macy's of my mall, dude.
Yeah, but it's such a shadow of. Well, let me. Okay, well, it's Toys R Us as I remember it in the '90s versus whatever it is now. But that's cool though. That shared experience, between us. You still went to Toys R Us and
and Kmart when that was a thing.
Oh, Kmart! Oh my
before it went out of business. Yeah, I would see Sonic stuff Kmart? There.
What?
I know in the big 2025. That's crazy.
Kmart.
I would go to Kmart and I would see like Sonic toys, and whenever I would see an Amy like figure, I would beg my mom to give me one, and sometimes she would give in, but most of the time she did not, and that killed me. But yeah, I did collect a bunch of toys. I'm so mad that I have none of those anymore. All I have from my like childhood are like 1 or 2, maybe 3 photos. I have like a photo of like little me holding like an Amy figure and a Sonic figure. But that's like really it. I think I played one of the Leapster games. I think the Sonic X one.
Yes, the Leapster Sonic. Which uses Sonic 3 sprites, I think.
They also had a different version of the advanced sprite for Amy on there.
Oh, I did see that
because she's at the end of the game. I saw that pull up. I was like, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really cool. Very interesting. But yeah. My like in terms of all the other Sonic characters, I like them all. I mean, this is so embarrassing, but Sonic was my first ever fictional crush, I think, like ever.
Interesting.
So seeing a character like Amy, who, mind you, 12-year-old hedgehog, silly, and like is very delusional about him, I like related to, and I think she had a lot of flaws, and like I think her like her little anger moments were funny to me, and I think that's what it's always meant to be. But you know how Twitter people are; they don't think that's comedic. They think, oh, that's abuse. But yeah, no, I really thought Amy was such a unique character as a kid, and that made me like her a lot. And she was my favorite. I loved her voice. I loved everything about her. She was perfect.
That's cute. That's cute. Was it the Sonic X that you originally, or Sonic Adventure probably, that you first saw her? I take it probably, right?
No, I played Sonic Unleashed first, so I saw her in Sonic Unleashed.
Of course, right? Of course, she was.
And I played Black Knight, and I played 06, and then I played Sonic Adventure and all that. So I did know of her before Sonic X. And I really liked her in those games. But Sonic X really made me like her, like, a lot. I never disliked her. I was a little girl. I always mained the pink character, and I still do to this day. If there's a pink character in any game, I will main them. But yeah, I was always drawn to Amy, and that's why I think a lot of girls were too. If like had that effect, a pink character who is silly and whimsical and fun, full of passion. You get it, sweet passion. Oh,
sweet. I'm so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I forget. She isn't Unleashed. I sometimes it slips my brain. She does have a couple moments in there, especially when she totally just like jumps on Sonic in his werehog.
He's like, she's like, got you, Sonic.
And she's like, wah! And then
who are you?
But he looks kind of disappointed when she runs away.
He does. I didn't realize that until much later in my life. I was a little kid, so I never really noticed these minor details until much later in my life. But yeah. I'm really glad that I streamed because like I'm revisiting most of these. I found out about the Sonic Unleashed thing like right when I came back into the fandom, back when I decided to boot up my 360 again after I watched Sonic Movie 1. So I finally was like, wow, that's so cool. I'm gonna replay every Sonic game that I played and then experience more ones. And I tried I think it was Forces I tried. The first meta era game I played.
Yay.
Let's just say I couldn't even finish it because I just did not like it. I did end up finishing it later on, but like first time playing it, I was like, what the hell? What the heck is this? What is this?
Yeah, I think most of us kind of feel that way. I think I do remember finishing it, but by the end of the game, I'm like in autopilot and I'm just like boost. Okay, just come on. Just, all right, we made it. Oh God. And just kept pushing through. And it wasn't sad. Like, Sonic Team, I'm sorry. It was not.
It wasn't the Sonic experience.
It was, she said it. We'll use it as a redeem. Put it on on Twitch. All right, now I'm just talking to my 100-person team behind me. Anyway, I'm stupid. Sorry.
No, you're all good, dude.
Yeah. Forces was an experience. You know, a couple things I try to take away from Forces is that people have told me that it was an entry point into the franchise because of being able to make an OC character of some kind in it. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
well, that's nice. Okay. And that I think, in the very least, that's some sort of positive takeaway. You know, it's for me.
That reminds me of my OC experiences. I kind of forgot about that. You know how Musically before it was TikTok?
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Well, instead of doing Charlie D'Amelio dances, there was this other part. There was always a weird, nerdy fandom part of that app, where they would draw things on physical paper and they would make like animatics of it. And I would do so with I would mostly draw like Amy and Ruth sometimes. And I'd do like small animatics of that. But I was just like, I want to make my own Sonic character. I want to insert myself into the Sonic world.
Hell yeah.
And I took a picture of Amy. I colored her blue, added a few quills. I was like, yep, that's my Sonic character.
Tee. Yo.
I feel like a lot of people did this. It wasn't just me.
No, it was not just you.
It was not. I mean, there's Project like S&T, I'm pretty sure, that did that.
Yo, S&T, bless her. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was weird. I would read fanfics because once again, I loved Sonic.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the way you said that.
I deeply regret that part of my. I deeply regret that part of my life because I don't feel anything like that towards Sonic anymore.
That's okay.
I think
evolved.
He's a loser. He's a loser.
Oh my God. We getting this on tape? Yeah, we are. We're not even using tape. What a loser. Yeah, Sonic? What are you kidding me? Who?
The girlies hate Sonic. We love Amy.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Like, same, right? Amy is I love Amy. And, I took cues from Amy for my OC, and, my OC was an adopt that I got from user Toga Kisser. Pokemon. But anyway, they put Sora up for an adopt, and I bought her within 30 seconds. And then I gave her a redesign, this OC a little bit over about a year later after adopting it, and I incorporated a little bit of Amy-esque features, as one might say. Amy, my relationship with the character is interesting because when I was growing up and I discovered Amy, I was afraid to show interest or that I like that character, because that's when I was growing up as a boy. I'm a trans girl now, but growing up as a boy, it was like, no, you can't like anything girly. Sometimes I would have the TV on low in my room and I'd catch an episode of My Little Pony, and I felt so dirty doing it. So dumb.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And then I'd leap up and turn the TV off if someone came near the door. Anyway, but it was the same with Amy. Like, I'd see this cute character, and at the time, that was her classic style when I saw her in Sonic CD. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a cute character. But no, I can't like the girl. It wasn't until later in my life that I was able to, like, be more honest and open about my interests. And here I am, Amy for life. But and maybe you can attest to this, and maybe you can give me your thoughts on it. When it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Sonic the Hedgehog is this entry point to this amazing franchise of so many characters that are so diverse and different that even if Sonic's not your go-to anymore, Sonic is still that driving force behind everything. And if it wasn't for the Sonic, of course, subsequently, or I said the word again. I'm sorry. It's the word of the day. Anyway, but it's like Sonic is what drives things, but it gives us these amazing characters like Amy to attach to.
Exactly. I agree. I mean, I don't really care for Sonic or any like other characters, at least now that I'm like growing up and like playing most of these games. Whatever comes to interest, like, yeah, Sonic's there, he's cool. He has his peak aura moments.
Yeah.
But the characters that I honestly do care about is mostly Amy, maybe sometimes Tails, but it's mostly Amy. Whenever I see an Amy scene, I smile. I'm like, oh my god, that's Amy, that's my goat, that's my bestie. But yeah, I am kind of glad that Sonic exists because and I'm glad that like they pulled through and everything, because I don't know what would happen if they just died.
Yeah, no, the franchise was, and it was kind of hanging on by a thread. I've read stuff, and I don't know if it's truly true, but where Sonic Team had told each other, or maybe Mr. Sega told them, but listen, if Frontiers doesn't do numbers, something's gonna happen here, or not anymore. And I don't know how real that was. Right, because you hear things through the grapevine, but yeah, they pulled through, and Sonic is now having a new renaissance, and characters like Amy get to shine a lot of time. Teams, the new Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I played the open, or not, the closed network test, whatever they called it. And I think you did too, right? Were you in that?
No, I didn't get it. I don't have a PlayStation 5, and I never will. I have no use for it.
No. Okay, well, I got my experience. Amy is so cute in it. The voice lines and her emotes and everything are wonderful. And then you did see the opening cinematic that leaked or didn't. I don't know why it's out in the wild, but
it was at Summer Game Fest, right? The opening rival line.
Yeah, and I think someone pulled it from some sort of footage, and but my point is, like, Amy, right in the beginning of it, gets to, like, I don't know, kill Vector, which I thought was
the opening, the actual opening. I thought you meant the rival animation thing.
Oh no,
that was insane.
But the opening intro, right. No, I hear you on that, the rival thing, but yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah, that
opening
was
intro.
insane.
Yeah, she has these really fun moments where she gets to show like actual personality and like you're dead, Vector. Bye. I think I saw you talk about it on your stream, and you're just like, nah, his tail's gone. It's gone. She cut it off.
We don't see it, dude. Where did he put it?
I don't know. It's like tucked away up front. I don't know how gators work or whatever.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, Amy. Thank goodness, right? She gets a lot of moments to shine these days, and that kind of makes me think about Sonic Movie 4, and which, by the way, everyone listening, 5 of you, Emsbury is like the Sonic Movie 4 marketing team, like solo.
Dude, it's literally releasing into theaters March 19, 2027 with the best character of all time, Amy Rose, dude. I'm so excited.
Yes. And it's working for you. Good see.
It is, dude. I've gotten so many people mad. I've gotten so many people hyped. It's a mixed bag. So many people blocked me over
pissed
it.
Off about it.
Oreos blocked me over this, by the way.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Oreos.
Really funny stuff. Yeah, the brand.
I'm like doing a double check. I'm like, Oreos, like the cookie. They blocked you.
Yeah, they did, dude.
Barry, what are you doing? Do you buy Oreos still, or is that you done? Is the brand just done for
No,
you?
they lost a loyal customer, just like Walmart. They lost a loyal customer.
Damn. Oh, wait, what do you mean Walmart? Walmart block you too?
No. Did you not hear about what happened with my Switch 2?
I don't think so. Wait, did they cancel your pre-order or something?
Yeah, it was the day before it was supposed to deliver to everybody. They canceled hundreds of people's pre-orders.
The day before?
Yeah, I watched them take the money out of my account. I wasn't sure that my item was there. I honestly blame Sam for this. I really do, because he told me to refresh the page that night.
Sam, that son of a gun.
Yeah. But I went to call the lady, and she essentially was just like, yeah, you got your order, but we had some people buying that night, so it was a glitch in our system to make it seem like you had it, but you never really did. So I'm like, what? Then, literally a few days later, people from Walmart, the people that got their stuff from Walmart, got their Switch with a freaking care package, with a Coke and a thing of Pringles. I'm like, what? I still haven't got my money back from Walmart, by the way. It's been, they said 10 business days. It's been 10 business days, and I still haven't got my money. But my friend, Kenny, got me a Switch, so I'm waiting for my Walmart money to come back so I can pay her back for that.
Holy crap. I didn't catch that on your timeline for some reason. That's...
Oh, no. I was crashing the heck out, dude. I was upset. I was furious. But I have it now, as of 2 days now. But,
good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna find some time. I'll give you my friend code. We gotta hook up, and I'm not good, so you'll destroy me. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not that good either.
No. Well, Game Cage's Fidelity's out there. Like, I suck at this game. I'm having so much fun though, and I'm. Yeah, same here, buddy. Like, holy crap.
I forgot to text him about it because he told me, he was just like, text me when you get the Switch 2. We gotta play, and I totally forgot to.
Yeah, that's cool. No, Switch 2, got it. Side rant, I went to GameStop. I was able to get it. Yay. And then I came home, played it for 2 hours and passed out. I tried to live stream it, but I didn't last long. I was too tired. But
that's so fair.
Yeah, but I'm glad you got it. But
yeah.
So all right, so we got some origins now on your Amy Rose and your our obsession with the pink hedgehog, and
love her.
Yeah, which, by the way, you have a very cute OC, going back to that a little bit too. I know you expressed to me that a lot of people take a glance and they're like, oh, it's just an Amy Rose, and it's like, hang on, people. Let me say, your outfit...
You don't realize.
Yeah, they don't. And listen, your outfit, though, is so adorable because it's got that strawberry kind of shortcake feel to it, almost. If that whatever that means. I don't know. It's just really cute.
I get what you mean.
It's like you got that kind of a just kind of, I don't know, nostalgic feel to it whenever I see your character. So, sorry, I just want to glaze your OC for a sec.
No, it's okay. I accept all glaze.
You glaze, yeah. Good. I only buy glazed donuts. Every other donut's dead to me. I just like glaze. So your content. Okay, so I understand you had a period where you kind of skipped Sonic, but you came back around the movie when the movie came out, which Sonic movie 1, wonderful. Like they played it safe, but they did what they needed to do with it, and they pulled it off somehow, right? And now we are going into a 4th movie. Who would have thought, right? But
I know.
Whole
Marvel saga going on here.
Oh, say it again. Sorry.
A whole Marvel saga is going
Marvel
on
saga.
Here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm waiting for the when we get our 7 Infinity Chaos Emeralds. I don't know. That was a lame attempt at a joke. Sorry. Let's move on. Oh God, I gotta stop myself sometimes. But but movie 1 comes out, and suddenly your interest gets reignited. I take it, and you kind of go from there. Like, so where in this period though did you say, I'm gonna go and do content? And let's be clear, like the content I discovered you with was that meme where it's like, it's Tails or Amy, and they're starting to say something really uplifting, and then they tell you to go bleep and bleep. So how did that all come about, please?
So after movie 1, I didn't even think about the idea of Sonic content. I'll watch some Sonic content on YouTube a little bit, but I mostly was just playing the games, and I was engaging with just just hang out with friends playing the games. I didn't even was aware of the fandom at that point.
Right, okay.
I'll see some edits here and there, video edits, but that's it. I actually dived into different content. I was a Roblox YouTuber for a good bit, and that picked off well, but I just didn't find the interest in it anymore. I've tried multiple different things.
I see.
But I think it was the end of 2023. I discovered I had Discord for a while, but I decided to go into different servers, and I met these group of people who were Sonic fans, and they did VR chat. Never played VR chat. I don't think I ever will. But I would watch them play. And they were doing Sonic voices and stuff. I was like, wait, that's so cool. Let me attempt. And I did an Amy Rose voice or whatever. And they thought that was so good. I think it was really bad at the time, and it really was bad at the time. I improved a lot. But that gave me a lot of confidence. I was just like, hey, maybe I should show the world this. I haven't done content for a good year and a half. Maybe I should. Is there Sonic YouTubers? Does that exist? I looked into it, and I'm like, yeah, they exist. And I discovered Jet, who does the Sonic Adventure meme stuff before the AI slap came to be. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I did a bunch of small skits, pulling IDW panels and putting small skits in between them. And then Valentine's Day, I didn't get much traction with those. I got a few hundred likes here and there. I was like, okay, that's cool. I would post them on Twitter too. It was rare occasions where one tweet would get 100 likes, maybe 50 likes. So that was big to me at the time. I was like, whoa, okay, cool. But then Valentine's Day rolled around, and I was like, it would be so cool if I made a Sonic voice skit video, but it will look like a Valentine's Day card. So I put a quote or whatever, and then I would put to insert character here from you, or to you from insert character. And that popped off. It got I think a good, at the time, as of it's definitely more now. At the time, I think I got 15K views on Instagram. And I was like, whoa, what the heck? So I was just like, okay, that's cool. And with my experience from content, if something pops off, you have to keep the format. So I was just like, okay, how do I keep this format? Valentine's Day is no more. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take the to and from out of here, and I'm just gonna put a quote. And I did that for a bit. It was like actually kind of like okay, it was motivational. And then I was just like, it'd be really funny, because I was very aware that dark humor and like unhinged stuff was what people want at the time and still do.
Yeah.
And I took advantage of that. I was just like, I'm gonna make an uplifting quote, and I'm going to like stab them in the heart at the end with something really unhinged. That's something they wouldn't expect. I did that with Tails. I don't remember which video the first one was, but that popped off, and that was my bread and butter throughout the entirety of 2024. And I did that, and that's how I came to be with the voice acting stuff. It gave me a crazy following on all like active platforms. As the time, I didn't have Twitch. I didn't do streaming at that point.
Which is newer for you, right?
I quickly got my status up with the Sonic Goats, and which was fun. I got to do some stuff. I got to help launch the Year of Shadow. I got to like do things. I guess I'd be a care package, which was really cool. I never thought if my younger self would flip out over that. Yeah, I met a lot of people within that time frame. And then 2025 rolled around, and I still do my Sonic Skit stuff, but it's not as like everyday thing. It's like every other day now. But I picked up Twitch streaming because that's something I wanted to pick up again. And now that's like it's kind of like a hobby of mine to do. I really love it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Twitch is a amazing way to connect with people between the redeems and the goals and the sub, everything all combined is just a really great experience to interact with everybody. You've got the live chat. I know you do Sonic X watch parties.
Every Saturday.
Yeah, and that's really powerful because they're coming in because they want to hang out with you, and when you see your reactions with Sonic X and so on, which people are very nostalgic for. Like Sonic X raised an entire generation of Sonic fandom, frankly. I mean, that's at least that's my perspective. Sonic X and Sonic Heroes, that was like a huge entry point for a lot of people at the time. Which great, because I mean, people kind of pick on the dub sometimes, and I'm like, shut up. I know it's the translation's weird from the Japanese sometimes, but it's like this show helped bring in so much of the fandom. You guys don't understand. I appreciate it, because it just enriched everything. Plus Sonic X, like frankly, going back to Amy, like that, I think I gave us so much more of a dynamic, personality with her that we hadn't had before, because I think the only other stuff we had of Amy at the time was, yes, Adventure, but then maybe the Archie comics, which I can't even remember how well they were handling her at the time.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I still have yet to pick those up. I like glance at them here and there, but I've never like actually read them.
So I stopped. Well, I mean, I have most of the collection now, but I kind of fell out after like issue 80 of the Archie as a kid, because things got weird.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But that aside, but your Sonic X watch parties, I think, are really great, because again, my point is like people are very nostalgic for that, and that's great that you can host that and they get to interact and have fun with you. I've seen your clips where you're just bugging out. You have a gremlin mode of some sort.
I don't know what happens, but when I'm on stream, something just snaps, and I think it's just my chat. I think they just make me lose it.
Oh no! So it's the chat. So are they provoking you, Hems? Is that
Sometimes it's just the game itself. Like one of these streams I did was like doing Eggman Land, but if you sub, I have to restart, and worst mistake of my life.
Wow, that
was crazy.
Was pretty wild of a thing for you to do, because it's Eggman Land.
It's Eggman Land, exactly.
And
like ideally one of the worst levels. Yeah.
Well, as a Twitch streamer, if your audience has the power to make you suffer, they're gonna make you suffer. Let's be clear. So yeah, that idea, great, probably great for subs. Your mental health, maybe not.
No.
But I mean, God bless you for doing it though.
Yeah.
It's good content, as they say in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But you're all your meme videos, and when you do the characters, especially Amy, I mean, how many times have people said, wait, is that the actual voice actress doing this?
That's happened quite a few times. They thought I was like Lisa a few times, even though at least now, I don't think my voice sounds exactly like Lisa. I think it's a mix of Lisa and Jennifer. If they fuse into one, is how I look at it. At least in TikTok, they always assume my videos are just AI, which I hate it. You guys are brain rotted. You have no cells in your brain. You don't realize that there are fan VAs that exist. But yeah, mostly TikTok thinks that my voices are too good, that it has to be AI.
It's kind of
so I don't know
so terrible that we're in that state.
It's like a backhanded compliment, kind of. I don't know.
Goodness. Yeah. It's frustrating that we've reached that point, but yeah, you're right. It's kind of very backhanded in a way, weirdly too.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Yeah, no, that's frustrating because sometimes it's indistinguishable. I mean, if you know what to listen to, like I've seen the AI slop, and it's like, okay, I can immediately tell for the most part, okay, that's just crap from AI. Hopefully people don't hassle you too much on that, but yeah, that sucks. But have you ever thought about doing it professionally in any capacity, voicing?
Yeah, before I decided to do Twitch streaming, that was like a big goal of mine. But then I realized I have to move to do all this. It takes a lot of money to move where I am, to go all the way over there, to like be like with like studios and stuff.
Gotta be where they are.
So I'm like, yeah. So it's still a dream of mine, and I hope to achieve it one day. But as of right now, I just want to just Twitch stream and make silly memes for the love of the game. My goal was to do stuff with Sonic and Sega, and I've already did that. So like at this point, I'm like, yeah, I love it. I'm gonna continue doing this until I die. I hope that's the plan.
You want to do voice acting and stuff, but the studios are like predominantly in California or in Texas, to my knowledge. Anyway.
Yeah.
So moving around and getting to those places, but can be. I mean, it's. I've wanted to do voice acting since I was a young adult, like 19-ish. I mean, I feel like I can do kind of a, generic anime protagonist voice. I can't do a lot of impressions really, but so it's something I've dabbled in. I've done fan dubs, and produced videos when I was younger, and that was fun. But since then, I've been kind of shifting towards, well, maybe I could be an influencer within the Sega Sonic, community somehow. And I think I've got like maybe a little kernel, little nugget forming around me, and it's tough, and I'm sure better than anybody, like like the amount of work that goes into getting to that kind of status is hard, but it's rewarding, right? At the end of the day.
It is, yeah.
Well, that's good.
You just gotta go. You have to find your thing. That's what I did. I found my format, grew drastically from it, and that's what I did. You gotta find something that is unique to you. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a part of being open and honest right now. It's this podcast is what it was just this moment I had last month of I don't want to call it a eureka moment, or I got struck by lightning or something. I just said to myself, I want to have a conversation with people because I like interacting with people. I like meeting people, and but I don't want to do like interviews. I don't want to just be like, so tell me this time. Well, and that's fine too. Like that works, right? But I just want to get into a conversation with somebody and just have fun and kind of, share our life experiences, that are tied together with Sonic. So, that's the format I'm kind of like chasing. I have my Twitch, where I'm, I go on and I get, people throw shit at me. With the redeems and try to have fun playing games and stuff like that, but yeah, it's quite the uphill battle. But yeah, I'm so happy for you. You've been able to meet people like the people I look up to, like Sam, Fidel, all these guys. Recently I was able to meet Emmy Jones, and she's such a wonderful person. She's given me such insight, actually, on a lot of things in this space, and I love her to death. She's such a sweet girl. But again, it sounds like you mentioned the Year of Shadow. You were able to participate in that. Was that something like you wake up and you got something in your DMs type of thing?
Yeah, essentially. It was just like, hey, do you wanna be part of this? You're cool. You're awesome. I was like,
Nice.
yeah. Then I got an email, and I was told not to like talk about it or post about it until like a specific time. So, and then everybody did it. Everybody did it. We all posted those different like locations with like a shadow of Shadow's face, which was
Yes.
fun. And that recently happened again with the Sonic shoe, which was
Right.
announcing the Year of Racing. Yeah.
That was really cool. The video they posted shortly after. It might have been like the next day. I'm not sure. Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's them like the racer with Sonic racing him, and then Sonic's being like kind of a snarky little guy, and the animation when they go into Sonic's world for a moment, that was great. I love
Really good.
Yeah, low key, like some of the best
Insane.
animation that I think we've seen in a long time. As far as like CG, like Knuckles just pops up, and I'm like, yo, Knuckles looking good. And then Rouge of all characters, did you notice? I'm sure you have. It seems like different groups of Sonic characters, they kind of like will shift and like pull in for different events, like
Yeah.
like Rouge.
Very random, but yeah.
Right. Because Tails wasn't even like predominantly on some of these the merch, the shirts and stuff. It was like Sonic, Knuckles, Rouge, Eggman.
No Amy.
Blaze.
Hate my life.
Oh yeah, I moaned about it. I was like, what the fuck would you do? I do like Blaze. She's cool. She was.
I had to I had to like let them know. I'm like, hey, why is there no Amy? It's just like
let's not go back.
just because.
So let me unpack that
Just
for a second.
because.
Let me. So you, what are you hitting up like Katie or something? Saying hey?
Nah, no. I can't talk about who I talk to. NDA. I'm kidding.
Mr. Sega. Mr. Sega, maybe.
Mr. Sega. Yeah.
funny.
I was like, dude, why are we doing this? I just because. Everybody was crashing out on Twitter over the Rouge chest situation. I didn't know about this, but one of the goats pointed out to me that it's still there. It's just like one frame. You have to like really pay close attention. They never removed anything.
Yeah. So listen, if people can be passionate about what they want, but I was like, guys, is this really what we want to like take away from this video? It's a great marketing, like Sonic racing around the world, but Rouge and her chest, and look, angles and perspective of a character is like important. So I think you're right. It is that.
Yeah, I see people, like, I get what people mean by, like,
Yeah.
It is weird that, like, it does seem like they are trying to censor it, even though that never was an issue in the past. I get that Sonic has a lot of kids in it, but, like, this has been a thing way before. Why try to do this now, But it wasn't censored, but I think the animation is really quick, but it is still there. They like censoring a lot of things, I've noticed lately. So, it's great.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's family friendly, great.
I totally get.
But I understand not a character. People are protective of their characters. I don't know. That's all I can really say about it, really. It's like I understand.
It's just like I understand both sides, but then again, it's Rouge for who she is as a character. I'm not saying her chest makes her important, but she's a seductive character. You know what I mean? And that's always just kind of been there. This is not a Gooner brain thing.
There it is, Gooner. Got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not. No, I agree with you. It at the end of the day, it's like there you don't want to strip her of what her character is, and she's a seductive character. It's fine.
Literally,
a woman can be a woman, like, and it's okay, right?
All right.
But I digress.
Yeah, I just like, why do we gotta, why are we stripping away women's traits, you know? Why are we doing that?
Right. It's right. And again, it's kind of like, because I agree with that statement exactly. There's if they want to tone it down, like, I mean, it's Sega, they can make their own decisions, but they got to understand too, people are attached to these characters, and if you take a part of that character away or even just tone it down, that can be very threatening. And again, to further the point, a woman being a woman is okay. Like, it's
fine.
Natural.
Not the end of the world.
It's a part of life. Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves and be silly that we have to start changing a character because chest size, you know, it's okay. It's part of life. It's part of life.
It's fine. Yeah.
So I lost. What were we talking about? So okay,
we were talking about the Sonic Racing innovation.
Yeah, and
that's
that was a fun campaign.
Fun, great stuff.
Yeah. Well, I remember waking up one day and I see everyone's posting Sonic's feet pushing the pedal, and I'm like, oh snap, there is a campaign happening and something's about to get shadow dropped.
Not your baby, but you know, this will do. It's fine.
Yes.
I'm waiting for 2027.
I think it's gonna happen. We are gonna get an influx of Amy, I think, that year, whether it's March or otherwise.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Amy Build-A-Bear. I will be copying immediately. A lot of people are like debating about Metal and Amy because they're both appearing in this movie. I'm just like, how about we just do this? 2026, year of Metal. 2027, year of Amy. I don't think Amy should share a year because, like, I get that Amy's not as popular, but she's literally one of the main girls, and especially right now. I mean, specifically how women have been being treated. I'm not meaning just characters. I'm meaning actual women in this community have been treated, and just how women are being treated nowadays in general. I really feel like a year for the girlies is very beneficial, you know?
And I agree with that. There's no way around how this couldn't benefit not just our community, but the community in general, you know, beyond, with women representation and whatnot, you know, so I agree. Why should she have to share Amy? And frankly, I would contest that she's not as popular as the Sonic or the Shadow.
Or Shadow.
Or the Shadow. But her popularity is strong. And with that movie, it's going to propel her even further. There's no getting around it. Like, they need to give that character everything she deserves, you know. And
even then, I don't think like major popularity is even like relevant in this case. Like, I mean, this is a year of racing. Like, Sonic racing games are not the craziest thing ever, okay? But like when it comes to characters, at least like Amy's literally there. She's literally in the main four.
Yes,
and she has a movie literally coming up. I think it's perfectly fine. And a lot of Twitter people have been very vocal about the year of Amy. I really feel like they're gonna listen and they're gonna deliver. I hope they do. And if they don't, if I see this back, if I look at this back and it's like 2027 and it's not happening, there will be a gun straight at everybody's face. Okay?
Yeah, squirt gun. Totally right.
Squirt gun. Water gun.
Water gun.
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
The water gun might have pee in it. Liquid is liquid, but yeah, you know.
What?
I don't know. I hope nobody has ever actually put in a squirt gun urine. That is frightening.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be disgusting to say the least.
Yeah, it reminds me of like people would like a urine-filled balloon. Like,
okay.
That's where I'm going.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Like, I've heard of them. Never want to be on the receiving end. Who does anyway? I agree. We can move on. The Sonic Experience, P.
The Sonic Experience, guys.
Where no stone is left unturned. Anyway, Squirt Gun is going to be held to somebody's head if we don't get the year of Amy, and I'm with you. There's people behind Sonic and in general, especially in America, I think love and adore Amy. From what everything I've seen, I really think they're going to push for her, and I think there would be such a market, and they wouldn't even have to like spend a whole lot on it. If we had just a simple 2D platformer of Amy,
I'm fine with anything as long as it's Amy. I'm all good, dude.
Right, just screw it. I'll take a Lunchable with her face on it, but some food snacks. But I think it would be cool if they took like the Superstars engine, put whether it's classic or modern Amy, and it's just an Amy adventure, and it's a very simple game. It's on Steam for $10, whatever. Sega, please, let's go. Come on, it's not that hard of a concept. But the merch alone that we're gonna get, let's be like the figures, the statues. Do you have the first 4 figures Amy statue, by the way?
I do.
Ooh, you got the exclusive, like ultimate, definitive. Which version you got?
I think I have the regular.
Just regular.
Yeah, I don't have it at my house, but my friend got me it for my birthday. I think it's being made right now. I have no idea how it works, but it's gonna be at my house soon.
Oh, cool. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, more merch of Amy, the better. And
exactly.
I've got a couple figures in front of me right now. It's more predominant than ever. I think the first Amy figure I was able to get was back when Sonic Generations came out. And they had some retro figures coming out. I think it was Jazzwares at the time. Yeah, I think it was Jazzwares. Had the licensing for the toys. And they were putting figures out of the classic and the modern. There was suddenly the Amy figure I was able to finally have one. I know there was like Sonic Adventure era toys, and they go like for hundreds of dollars now on eBay. Kind of inaccessible.
That's something like Sonic X like figures, and also the plushies that they had. They had a 4th of July Amy one, which is really cool. I really want it, but it's so expensive. I want the Chris Thorndike one too. Very badly. Yeah.
Because you have clips voicing him actually, and those are really fun to watch too. It's like it's uncanny, like the how similar you are to the actual, voice of the character.
I try.
You try? Well, that's good. Well, you're nailing it, Ems. Dagnabbit.
Thank you.
Well, but how do you deal with, that type of stuff, like fame, so to speak? You have quite the following. A lot of people follow you. People look up to you, me included, and do you navigate that kind of attention a certain way? Like, it's because I'm sure it's a lot on a day-to-day basis, kind of to, like, you put an opinion out there, people,
I get instantly attacked.
Right. And I know, I follow you, and I've seen what's popped up recently and stuff like that. And a lot of it is just like a lot of, I want to be careful how I phrase it. There's just people being hot takes and just not thinking when they speak. Right. And and it's kind of amazing the things that get said. But anyway, let me digress. Take a step back, because I want to, just to be clear, the question is like, how do you navigate all that stuff? Because again, you do have a lot of followers. People do like you, look up to you.
What I do mostly, because there is a lot, when when I was a smaller account, I wasn't afraid about what I said about opinions, at least on the Twitter side of things. When it came to Amy, I was there every discussion. I would yap, and it was fine. But as I got bigger, it got worse and worse to where every single time I would speak about, I talked about this on Sam's stream last night, but like whenever I would like speak about something, they will put me on a pedestal and be like, oh, you're a Sonic creator, your opinion's not valid. You need to like stop talking. Or like I make a simple comment to somebody and I understand, like, no hate to this person. I understand not wanting to get dogpiled because of, I guess, my big following. But like, I can't even reply to like a simple person about an opinion without them like being feared that like, oh, my entire fan base is going to like send them like horrible things because I said something I didn't like agree with them or whatever. I just like, I can't be treated like a normal person. But I mean, that's why I don't engage, at least on Twitter. I don't engage in much discourse anymore. I'll dip my toes in a few times. Like, you'll see me here and there, obviously.
Yes.
Especially recently with the Crossworld stuff. Like, when there's... I talked about this on stream. When it comes to Amy, like, people keep on overreacting. It's like, oh, it's just one line. It's just one line. You don't realize this stuff has been happening for years with Amy. It's just stuff getting added to a plate to the point where it's overfilling. You know, enough is enough. But at least with other social medias, I'll like interact with some comments here and there, but I don't read my comments, like, mostly. I don't. And I kind of just post and dip most of the time with most of my videos. Whenever I interact with fans, it's mostly on stream. That's how I have it nowadays. If I want to talk about opinions with stuff, I literally just go and talk to my friends, and I will rant. I rant about AB a lot with my friends.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. But when it's better because like you're having a respectful conversation with somebody. People on Twitter don't know how to have respectful conversations. They think that like, oh, we're having a discussion about characters. Let's argue and fight and send threats. That's not the way to go. But yeah, I just don't interact with much people that much, and I keep to my friend group, my circle, and I just post my stuff and interact with fans through Twitch, and that's it. It's really a simple concept. I don't answer DMs much anymore because I get really weird, nasty DMs, especially since, you know, I am a girl. They see me on Instagram. They see where I post my face, and they're like, "Oh, girl, a wooga," and they're freaking weird. Yeah. But it's all good.
Well, okay. I mean, some of that sounds like it can get a little overwhelming. Like you mentioned just now, like you don't even read your comments anymore. Like from
rarely
people commenting on your posts, right? Is it just because it's like, you know, you can kind of see where, like, you can kind of see it before it happens. Like, you know, you're gonna get that stereotypical, like, kind of BS and stuff that you just don't want to see it. You know, so you're just getting ahead of it, I guess, and you're just like, nah, I don't even have the time for it.
Yeah. I'll post something, I'll glance at like comments, and then if I see something like bad or whatever, I'll like block or mute or hide out like comment if it's like, you know, like people send some really nasty images of things that are not even relevant to the conversation or stuff that they should not have on their computer.
Right.
But yeah, have to hide those people because Twitter is a nasty place. Twitter is at least, I know a lot of people are like, I'll leave Twitter, I'll go to Blue Sky. The thing is, when you're like a big creator and a lot of your interactions and connections are through Twitter, it's kind of hard to where you can't leave. It's like one of my big places to connect and also like promote my platforms and other things because, like, you know, I'm doing the Twitch now. So it's impossible for me to leave, but I can limit myself, and it's the sad reality. I shouldn't have to limit myself. I shouldn't have to like feel like I can't comment on certain things because I'm a big creator or whatever. This whole recent thing we're like saying that like, oh, every big Sonic creator who's done stuff with Sega are on a payroll and that they have to glaze Sonic 24/7 and they can't say anything negative. And that's just not the case. We do stuff with them from time to time, but that does not mean we're on a payroll, dude.
Right.
But anyway, I'm getting my check from them soon, guys. I'm getting next week, guys.
oh yeah. Well, listen, when time comes, it's like, okay, let's get some glaze. That's
Modern
fine.
Amy isn't bad, guys. Modern Amy's great. I love her sharing her love to the world. I think Mom Mode Amy is great.
Mom Mode Amy. Yo, that's it. That's exactly I had in my head last week when I saw some of the discourse. People like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is just a mom. This is a mom thing. Like, and then, yeah, I don't know. Because, so, I mean, I get it. Like, there are some people that just have these terrible hot takes, and, you know, and it's like, you just want to give it a thought or an opinion, but you have to, like,
I want to spread the agenda. I'm the like unofficial Amy advocate. I've like, you know how Amy's like, old bio used to be self-proclaimed girlfriend. I am the self-proclaimed Amy activist. Okay, I am the ambassador, the ambassador, if you will.
That's right on your profile. You're ambassador Amy. Yeah, right. So
I am. Yeah, it's real. It's real. Obviously, I take that title very seriously. I will spread the word. And people like assumes like love her or hate her. I'm so confused. I love her, dude. But I don't like what they're doing to her. And that does not mean I hate her or dislike her. You have to assume that just because I'm an Amy fan, I have to love everything about like what they're doing. No. I hate people with that mindset where it's like, just like shut up and enjoy everything they're giving to you. I'm like, that's not how criticism works. That's not how change works. Well, how do you think we got to this point with Sonic anyway?
Exactly.
Because people were vocal about their opinions, what they wanted. We wouldn't get Shadow Generations if it weren't for us being vocal about how we feel about Sonic. Yep. They listen, they look, they understand. But a lot of this stuff, like, it takes time. I mean, making games, recording stuff, like, they do stuff like that ahead of time, I believe. So, like, you never know. You don't know until you see change until you see it. It's when you least expect it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's all you have to do is just hope and pray. Like they think that like, I mean, I get that like smaller accounts be like, they don't see our tweets. Like I get that, but they see the large majority of people advocating for this specific thing that they want change. And that's what I like especially like how I feel about Amy. Well, something I've noticed is that people that don't like Amy are the ones getting mad about us not liking how she's being portrayed recently. I mean, even talking to you seem to like agree with what I have to say because you're like an Amy fan. You get it, dude. I get it. You understand. And I even see like, I mean, I know there's like some like small portion of Amy fans that are like okay with it, but like you just don't understand it. That's why I spread the agenda, dude. I spread the word about peak Amy, early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s. Well, yeah, and like I said earlier, like when it comes to characterization of Amy, I think there was so much that we got out of Sonic X. You know, the way they wrote her, and they're like, yes, she was like going after Sonic. It happened. She would call in the Japanese version, she's like, Sonic's my honey. Okay, like don't like, she was literally yelling at Cosmo when Cosmo first appeared, like, what, you came here for Sonic? Excuse me, let me be very clear here. And she would just give sass, but then she would flip and be sweet and happy. But look, then she would.
She got that sass. She got that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I loved. And don't get me wrong, I don't entirely hate current modern Amy. At least in other things, she's been written pretty okay. Like, and I say okay, like where I can tolerate it, right? Like. In the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, she was great. Recent IDW, she's been fantastic. But when you gotta find the perfect balance, and they're slowly getting into it, but you gotta get more of that sass out. Amy is that type of character that needs more of that sass, but she also needs to be a little balanced too. Like, I get it. Most of the reason why her mentioning Sonic like every other line was such a big thing in the early 2000s was because they didn't really, I mean, they mostly just translated everything from Japanese to English from my understanding. So of course the lines are kind of like solid, kind of like Sonic Adventure. The lines there are like very short and like simple and static. There's it's not much there. And that's how it was in the early 2000s. But now they have like a whole lore team and stuff, and they're listening to feedback. Like, I'm sure one day, especially with the amount of ranting and complaining I've been doing, that they will come around and they will give me the good Amy soon.
Yes.
Something that we've been waiting for, something that we've been wanting.
Yeah, and I think that's especially with movie 4 and her characterization in there. I know
very nervous about that.
Yeah, I'm nervous too. I kind of saw what they did in the Mario movie with Peach, and like I like that Peach. That's fine. I didn't dislike the character, but you know, let's like there has to be a very. I mean, it's just important.
You see what they're trying to do with main female characters, and that's what I don't want to see with Amy, because Amy is not the typical main girl. She never was, and that's what made me like her so much. She was something new, something different, and I don't think Sonic fans, people that don't like see what I mean, like get what I mean, you know? Because like they think that all female characters they can't be like. I'm not saying that they don't think that she can't be silly. Of course, that's there. Like every single time I talk about this, they will pull up IDW screenshots. Thing is, IDW stuff is fine. It's the games that's the issue. And Sonic, before all this, was video game series. That's it. I would love to see this in the games. I like people like to say that like Ian Flynn is like so bad, and he's not. I just don't think he can write certain characters great. You know what I mean? He's good for world building, and he's amazing at writing villains. But Evan Stanley is so good with writing Amy, and I really want. I mean, I'm pretty sure she just got announced that she's like an official artist or whatever for Sonic. I think she is in the office now. I think she has something there.
Goodness. Yeah, I didn't know, but that's great news.
I'm pretty sure. She's a writer too. Put her on board. I'm sure they hear us talking about that. Because I would kill for Amy to be written and voice directed even too. Heck, you know, a cool recast would be cool. I see people talking on Twitter about this on Twitter. Literally, I think yesterday this got brought up. But like, I think a recast would be really beneficial for Sonic, especially if they're moving into this new era. I forgot what they called it. Was it like what do they call it? Whatever they called it.
I know what because I've read
the Resistance era. The Resistance era. That's what they're calling it now. If they want to do this new era, I think a new recast, especially with the problematic people in there, I think a new recast would be great in order. They made a lot of money from the movies. They made a lot of money from, you know, Sonic Frontiers, and I think even Shadow Gen sold pretty well. I think you have a good enough money to do an entire recast if you wanna. At least, like, I mean, I'm fine keeping Roger and Kirk and Colleen, but like, I think everybody else, you know, I think it's bye. You know what I mean?
I hear you, and I do agree. I'm a big proponent of. I'll be honest. I thought when you look at the Sonic Prime cast, and which, by the way, let me preface this, everybody.
That gave you a glance of like, yeah, we do need new life to these characters.
Yeah, words right out of my mouth, to be honest. And I do want to preface this, like, we're not knocking anybody. We're just saying, like, there's times that the franchise needs that fresh kind of reignition, and that
exactly.
And you mentioned problematic, and we don't have to. We don't
have to say who. Those who know,
you know. And we know. Trust me. You know.
And then there's just like some characters that just don't fit the character. You get what I mean?
I do.
Like they're great actress. I'm not talking about, you know, Rouge or anybody. I'm talking about somebody else. But like they're a great actress, and she has great roles and a lot of other things, and I love her for that. But like for a character such as her, it just doesn't fit. I never really I mean, like, it's fine, I'll live. But let's not go to a certain voice direction where, I mean, I'm seeing it in Crossworlds now. Let's not go there.
Yep, I hear you. And, you know, when I was saying Sonic Prime, it's like, you know, man, that show was such a good sounding show with the cast. And I think
it's good,
Devin was giving us, you know, for Sonic, this just wonderful revitalization of Sonic themselves and in that character. Say what you will about the show, I don't care. I'm just talking about the voice talent, you know, and
right.
I've heard a lot of people say the same thing. And you know, but you know, going back to, you know, the stuff that you were saying about, you know, the the characterization of Amy and Evan Stanley and Ian Flynn, you were the third person this week I've talked to that has said almost verbatim the same thing, Ems.
Then the agenda's working. It's spreading, dude.
Exactly.
That means people they're getting it. They're getting it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that like a majority of people actually understand for the most part. Because I mean, I'm not like, it's not even just like, it's like you can't even say, it's not, the saying like not all men, but a man. That's kind of how it is here with opinions on Amy. And I talked about this even this morning too, because I saw the Sonic Confessions account, like somebody talked about like Amy or whatever. And I just like, it is bad on Sega's part for giving in and listening to like the haters that dislike her. And I get it. Like you can listen to critiques and like, I get it. Melding down a character, that's fine. You can tone her down slightly to get that balance of like, hey, let's not go too over the top with like, oh, I'm going to get you with my hammer, Sonic, Sonic, Sonic. I get that. But don't get rid of it entirely. You know what I mean? And the games, there's nothing there right now. Mm-hmm. In other media, it's slowly there. Like, I'm happy with it, especially Murder the Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, that's good. But I need that in the games, and they are lacking in the games. And that's why I have such a big fuss about it, because Sonic is a video game series first and foremost. Before IDW, before all of that, it's a video game series. And as somebody who grew up with it, as I talked about with you, I grew up with the early 2000s era, Dark Age. The stories are what really stuck out to me with the Sonic and the characters and the way they interacted. They had like these anime tropes with these characters that made them so unique to one another, and I thought that was great.
Yeah,
I just wish they can bring that back. I'm not saying that like, oh, we need a Sonic anime. No, I just think anime tropes really made those characters unique. Like Amy being like kind of like a tsundere type of thing, Valley Girl, if you will.
No,
and like even Sonic having that anime aura sauce like there.
Aura sauce.
And like
yeah,
Knuckles also, especially in Sonic X. I think Knuckles in Sonic X is the best, still the best version of Knuckles.
Yeah.
The way he acts. He's a hot-headed like Amy, but he doesn't care. He does his own thing. All right, he guards the Master Emerald. He's a little naive, and I'm glad that they toned that down a little bit. He's learned his lesson. But like when they say character development, where is the character development? I'm not seeing this character development that you guys keep saying. Her being stripped away from, I'm talking about Amy here. Her being stripped away with personality traits or whatever. That's not character development. That's silencing a character. You're making. I picture modern Amy kind of like, at least in the games. I'm like, when I talk about Amy, I'm not talking about overall and everything else. I'm talking about the games.
The game.
She just looks like a white plain chicken. There's no seasoning.
Interesting.
There's nothing there.
Well, I think a lot
that's
of people
how I
make
look
that
at
mistake
it,
because they look at everything as a whole and they're like, well, wait, the games, but look at the comics. Oh, but look at this offshoot, random thing that we had. Or
comics are more active. When it comes to games, everything's like pre-recorded or whatever, and stuff's being pushed out or whatever. Like stuff like I'm pretty sure Frontiers took 5 years to get made. So like a lot of stuff was probably pre-recorded. But like I'm pretty sure everybody, like after the feedback from Frontiers or whatever, I'm pretty sure they see what we see, like how we feel about Amy. I'm pretty sure they see that like, oh, okay, maybe we were doing way too much, and they might listen, and I hope they do listen. Because it's crazy, and I'm not it's just disappointing. It's hard to be an Amy fan around these parts.
It is, because and some of it I put on Sega because there are inconsistencies between media between media.
Biggest issue.
Yeah, because some people write her differently than others, and then we have situations in the rival cutscene, for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and so on and so on. Yeah, exactly, and it's very frustrating, and here for me at the end of the day, it's like I don't want them to take away where Amy necessarily started at. She was Sonic obsessed, or however you want to characterize that. I don't want them to take that away from her, but yeah, let's add some layers there. And sometimes they've done that better at times than others, but it's like I want them to build that character, not erase where or how she started. Like, you know what I mean? It's just I want that girly Amy, like, you know, she's just a girl being an icon,
literally,
and having a good time. But then at a flip of a switch, she's whipping out that hammer and she's going berserk and screaming her head off and tell people to go, you know, whatever. And you look,
exactly,
Sonic X, and because I think Sonic X, and you mentioned earlier, you know, we don't need. You said it's not that we need this to be like an anime, you know, of any sort, but frankly,
have those tropes in there.
Those tropes that was born from Sonic X that allowed those characters that hadn't had a lot of you know, depth given to them outside of the games, you know, they were able to thrive. And Amy, to be, you know, on that point is, I think you remember the episode where they go back to Sonic's world, you know, and you know, she's it was Eggman. He's up in the air in one of his fortress ships, and he's just being an asshole, right? And he's just causing and Amy's just like, what the heck are you doing? And she starts hurling hammers at him and freaking out. But at the same time, then minutes later, you have her running home. Oh my God, Sonic, 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 you know, and she's on her knees crying. Like, how could you do this to me? So now we have these dynamic layers right on display in the same episode of her being angry, sassy, and telling Eggman to screw off, and then she's just breaking down, being her, you know, just her true self. And I thought that was really powerful to see of the character. And then the thing I also realized, and if you go back to Adventure and near the end of her like gameplay, she literally is saying, you know what, I'm gonna make sure Sonic respects me. I love him and I'm gonna chase him, but she literally says, I'm gonna make sure he respects me, and because I deserve it. You know, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's the gist. You know, because and I think that people forget. I think as early as Adventure, she was saying, you know what, I love him, but he's gonna learn to respect me because I'm not just that Sonic chasing girl or whatever, you know. So to me, there's like this whole like part of Amy, it's like that people just are forgetting, or maybe they've never seen. A lot of fans haven't seen some of the stuff I'm referring to, you know, maybe in Sonic. Maybe some of the newer fans haven't watched Sonic X, or God help them, they haven't played Sonic Adventure from the cast, you know. How dare they? But anyway, it's just, my point is like, I don't want them erasing who Amy was to begin with, you know. But again, and I agree with you, like when people say character development, well, yeah, but we're talking about the games here, you know, fundamentally, because that's where she's represented first and foremost to the masses, more than a Sonic comic, you know, the IDW or whatever. So man, it's but and then you go on Twitter and like we've talked about, like people, they don't know what
they don't get
it.
They don't get it. They don't get her. She's so misunderstood. And I mean this. She is definitely one of the most misunderstood like characters, even to the officials. I really don't think some officials don't get her either. But like I think there's some people that slowly like do. It just has to be, the wand has to be handed to the right people. But it's really hard. And it's not even like, I mean, I mentioned this before. It is not just the writing that is bad with her. It is the voice acting. And the voice direction isn't going to save it at this point. What made me realize mostly that this is such a voice thing as an issue to like how Amy is now is I was replaying Sonic and the Black Knight. And you know me and you, Lady of the Lake, who Amy's playing as. Yes. She's mellowed down, kind of like Frontiers in there. And I'm like, wow, this is really just a voice acting thing. I just don't think Cindy's voice fits Amy at all. Like Lisa, like when she was doing that like kind of mellow, like frontierish voice, you know, I'm like, that's fine. I didn't have issues with it. Yeah. It was fine. She wasn't Sonic obsessed at all. But right. Yeah, it's definitely a voice issue. What ties into writing, voice acting, writing, voice direction. It all ties into like a thing, like a present. But like direction isn't gonna help it. the voice acting needs to be changed, in my opinion, and that's like I think one of the biggest, aside from me wanting like early 2000s angry Amy back, I think people really like Cindy, and Cindy's great. Cindy's a great actress, but does she fit Amy? Not in my opinion. She's great though. She was great in Boom. I look at Boom as its own universe.
I think same here. Honestly, it's its own little segment of the franchise that, love it or hate it, I mean, we had some awesome stuff with Amy, and
it was a funny show.
I was gonna say the show itself is hilarious. I was laughing half the time. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm enjoying this. This is a good time. In season 2 especially, woof, it's a good time.
Yeah.
So now we've gone full Amy here, which, again, this is the meat and potatoes.
Typical.
Yeah.
Can't have me on without talking about Amy.
Yeah, no, let's be honest. Like, this is what people are hoping to see. Let's be clear. Like, they're going to come to watch this to hear about Amy. So we're giving them what they want, at the end of the day.
It's the Amy experience, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. The Amy experience. I'm gonna have my artist change the logo. I'll put it random. I'll put some font over it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Done. Well, she got that new logo that popped up in that Sonic Blitz game. I'll just put that there.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
I can't wait to play that. Yeah, it is. And the flowers. Missed opportunity to put strawberries there, but tweaks the round.
To each their own. Yeah, I did get the opportunity to play it, and it's like weird because I'm usually not good at card games, but like they made this so accessible. I'm just like, wow, I'm doing it right, and it's fun. And they're promising a whole crazy roster of characters, but we'll see how it goes. All right, I think, look, we've talked a lot of different things tonight, about your life, your family, the fandom, the community, your content. So what I want to do is I want to do a quick rapid fire session with you.
All right.
Now I'm not like testing your knowledge. I'm just like, these fun little things that I'm going to hit you with, and you're going to have a minute to answer them and see how many you get through. There's 10 total. So far, everybody that's been on them has only gotten to like question 6. So, we'll see we'll see how you do tonight.
Okay.
So when I start reading the question, the timer has started. So you do your best.
Okay.
All right, Sonic lightning quiz. Here we go. If Sonic had a signature cologne, what would it smell like?
Axe body for spray. He'd be the type with Axe body spray. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's too corny. He would.
All right. Which Sonic character would be most likely to start a drama-based YouTube channel?
Ooh, Rouge.
Yeah. If Tails had a third tail, what new power would he unlock beyond his normal flight ability? Something mystical, maybe? We're going into Kitsune area?
Yeah, maybe like something like Naruto with the 9 tails.
Yo, giant, like rage mode, beast mode tails. All right, cool.
Yeah, dude.
Shadow gets a day off. Okay, what's the first thing he does for self-care?
Skincare.
Okay, yeah. Pick a Sonic character to be a co-host on a cooking show.
Amy.
Nice. If Amy Rose had a magical girl transformation, what's the catchphrase?
Ooh, that's a good one. Rose's glimmer? I don't know.
All right, well, that's time. I know, it's on the spot, like, magical girl catchphrase. I don't know. Magical hammer smashes your face up. I don't know. Something. But all right, so yes, you made it to question 6. I'm gonna have to increase the time limit on these things.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem. But good job though.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next thing that I want to play a quick game with you is we are gonna put you in to the imaginary scenario where you're with the executives from Sega and Sonic Team, all in one room. You're there in front of a whiteboard. You've got a pink marker. You're about to unleash on them a new game concept. All right. Who's the main character?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the playable character? Right. What's the gimmick? Okay. And yeah, just that's it. The character, the gimmick. You got to pitch it to them. So 3, 2, 1, hit it.
I've talked about this before with Lisa Ortiz, actually. I would pitch a Amy game, okay? A year of Amy rolling around. Amy's the main character. The whole thing is that it's diving into things like where Sonic's the one that needs saving and he needs help. And it's this whole gimmick of like, kind of like a magical girl type of situation here, where she got these magical girl abilities or whatever, and she has to stop insert maybe like a female an antagonist villain here instead of like Eggman. Eggman's the one keeping Sonic hostage, with the villains
Okay.
But you can do these things, like you can customize her outfits, you can do baking side quest or whatever. You could customize her apartment, and you could shop and stuff. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be an amazing game right there. Peak cinema.
Yeah. No. All right, cool. That's like a minute. No, the baking side quests, I'm just like, oh my god, that works. That's cool. Okay, and then if there's like an RPG element to it, like you can use that to like level up, and I don't know. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Fun. Cool. So, let's turn it over to you for a moment, right? I want you to, go ahead and take an opportunity to tell everybody what you have coming up. Any big content, plans, projects. Where can they find you? How can they get onto your social media and all that good stuff?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at, the user Emsbury, or Emsbury with 1 R. You can find me there on any platform. And I have nothing crazy coming up soon aside from some few streaming events. I can't really say much, but stay tuned for the future of my streams because I got huge things coming. Also look out for Amy Unleashed, which is a mod that I'm making with a small team, fully modded and voice acted within the next week or two. And of course, look out for my skits. They're there. And yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, Emsbury, you like I said, you are a big influence in the community. A lot of people love and look up to you, myself included. And I think it was a really great conversation. I appreciate you being here to share stuff maybe that people have never been able to know about you before, and I know I did, and again, I really appreciate the opportunity. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
Of course, I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. All right, excellent. And until next time, everybody, this has been the Sonic Experience with me, your host, Sora Starlight. And until next time, do the Sonic things. All right, we love you all.
Yeah.
All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Testing 1 2 3. Am I live? Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Sora Starlight, and you all just finished watching the premiere episode of the Sonic Experience episode 4 with Emsbury. Wasn't that great? Emsbury,
that was lovely.
Yeah, Shino, Johnny and Shino are here with me. Shino's a little smaller for some reason. Let me fix you.
Why? Fix me.
Sorry, don't get any other man dirty laundry out like that on stream live. What the hell?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be better. I truly am. Listen, I think Dooney snuck in here and got to Shino. That's my excuse. Let me just be clear.
I will find her. I will find her. We're gonna have a little chat.
Might have recommended a magnifying glass.
Magnifying. Anyway, everybody, yes. So Emsbury, what a wonderful creator out there. You know, I know she expressed like it's hard being in her kind of spot because she does have a following, and there are some less than pleasant people. Like we all know that, you know. But she really tries to persevere and do what she loves, and I think that's really powerful. You know, to have that passion to push through all that. And I know other creators sharing that too, because yeah, you know, being a content creator in this day and age it's challenging, you know. So major props to her and everything that she does. So definitely go give her a follow on Twitch and Twitter, all the usual suspects. What do you guys have a standout moment in that podcast, Shino and Johnny? Not to put you on the spot.
No, I don't mind being put on the spot. I think I just love how passionate she is about Amy. Like, obviously you see all the stuff that, you know, she posts online, but when you actually listen to her reasonings and everything that she has to say, she actually legitimately cares so much about where she's going in this franchise. She really does care about, you know, her development, who voices her, like everything. Like, she's very critical about how this character is taken care of, and most of the points that she has talked about in this, I absolutely agree with. I think she has. I feel I put her in charge of Amy Rose. Like, literally, put her in charge of Amy Rose. Let her,
yeah, right?
Like, she would be a really good ambassador for that. I mean, she's already, like, you know, the unofficial. What did she say? The unofficial spokesperson,
ambassador to Amy.
Is it ambassador?
Yeah,
make it official, Sega. Let's do that.
Yeah, she literally says in her profile, voice silly things. The Amy Rose ambassador, content creator. So right there, yeah.
Yeah. Also, when she was talking about how you know, she gets challenged in, like, her comment section and stuff, to the point where she, you know, has to turn them off or just ignore them. Like, it's not fair that, you know, it had to bring her to the point that she does that. But I mean, she perseveres through it, which is great. I mean, you know, she perseveres and gets through it all, but she shouldn't have to do that, you know. But, you know, you do what you got to do for your own mental health and for your own sake. And I have to absolutely wholeheartedly agree with her with the fact that, you know, a lot of these guys that go out on Twitter and other social media places and are talking their smack and this and this and that have no clue what they're talking about. They really don't. They think they do, coming in there with their little actually
no,
but they don't know. They really don't know what's going on. And I would also like
actually put a sock in a corkhead.
I would also have to agree with her that yes, I feel like that obviously, yes, there's lore and stuff established for her in the comics, but the thing is like, as she said before, Sonic the Hedgehog was a video game first. It still is a video game first. That's the primary thing that people are going to think of when it comes to the media that Sonic is portrayed on. When you think Sonic, you think video game is the first thing, and then maybe movies, comics, etc., etc., etc. But game comes first. So Amy needs the extra love. I really feel like, especially with this new movie that's coming out, Amy deserves the extra love. We need a year of Amy. I'm with her. We need a year of Amy, and she needs to be hardcore promoted. Yeah. I mean, I give Metal Sonic some love too, because, you know, Metal and Amy came out together around the same time. Give Amy and Metal some love, but make this Amy's year. Like, she's already been becoming more and more of a shining star slowly, but she needs that boost. She needs what Shadow the Hedgehog needed last year. Give that to her. Yeah. Like, please.
Yeah, I agree. It's you know, I think that was actually really good moment where that clicked with me, where she said, it's, you know, the comics and all the extended media, that's not character growth. That's because the mainstream people that know Amy, you know, are just playing the games. You know, the general masses, like us super fans, whatever you want to call us, you know, me, you, everyone on the stream right now, yes, we know about that extended media, but by and large, the average person, they don't, and they just have the games to go off of. That's why it's so important to make sure that, well, I mean, things aren't, done poorly, in the game itself, so that resonated.
Absolutely. And all around, I think M's, like, just from what I've seen, and, I've only gotten to speak with her just a couple times myself, but just even the interactions that I've had with her and just watching how she is with everybody and just watching this podcast in general, what an absolutely wonderful person she is. What an absolute wonderful person. What a character, too. Like, she makes me laugh. Mm-hmm. Like, she really does.
She does. Yeah, I felt really...
She has tails telling me to kill my...
Well, that, too.
Yeah. Ebbs, if you are hearing this from me to you, you're amazing. You're beautiful. Stay strong. Keep doing what you're doing, and as long as you love doing it, you're definitely going to continue to reach the stars. And you're already going places, girl. You're already going places, and I have a feeling that you're going to just keep on going higher from here. I believe in you, and you're amazing, and we love you. We love you so much. You're awesome.
It's we can't express that enough. Again, it's like when you hear me say on the podcast how big of a person she is in the community, it's like, no, you're just glazing. Well, yeah, it's not. It's not. Shut up, first of all.
Well, second, you know what? Maybe sometimes you should glaze people.
You should, right? So
sometimes the glaze is what's the word?
It's yummy. I don't know.
The glaze? What?
The glaze is yummy. We're talking about donuts.
Warranted.
Right?
That's the bitch.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
The glaze is warranted. That's what I was trying to pluck out of my.
Well, yeah. It's like again. It's like, shut up. I want to compliment people that deserve to hear it. Like, she puts up with a lot of bull crap. Yeah, that's like so it's like, of course I'm gonna give her props. I look up to her. It's she's influential, and that's the whole point. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to be influential, and she's inspired me. Games Cage. Sam. Fidel, and then Sam Procrastinates. I like all those guys. They're doing a lot of great stuff, and they're putting so much positivity out there. But for every one of those, there's like 10 more, like, shitheads, right? That are just trying to ruin it for everybody, frankly. So I mean,
yin with the yang, as they say.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, Johnny. You're right. And it's like, when we can take a moment to build each other up, even if it comes out corny or otherwise, it's like, tough. Too bad. Deal with it, people. God. Anyway, I felt really comfortable having that chat with her. I thought that was really fun. That was the fourth one I've sat down and had with somebody, and it's I'll say this for my part, I'm learning so much about how to maneuver all these very, very personal feelings that I'm kind of stirring up in people, like. And I'm not doing it like in a bad way. I want to do it for the good of the conversation. And I know some stuff that I bring up can be rough sometimes for a lot of people to confront. But so far all my guests have really, come at it, with a strong mind and good, thought behind everything, and so my point is, like, I'm every time I do this, I'm learning more and more, and I appreciate everybody's patience with how I'm learning to maneuver everything, and so I
think you're doing great.
Well,
yeah,
thank you,
you're wonderful.
You. Yeah, it's like we can only ever do our best, right? That's what we're all trying to do with our content, and that's what I'm trying to do with this. So,
hey, Trixie.
Oh, Trixie's snuck in here.
Trixie snuck in here. There she is.
How did she do that?
I don't know, but she's sitting on my lap, and I need her to get up.
Ah!
Trixie, she's a lap bunny.
Apparently,
lap rabbit. Hi, Trixie.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi. In all seriousness, Sora, like, you know, just watching you do these podcasts and just seeing how your guests interact with you and how you interact back with them and how you manage to just keep things going and you guys bring up all these interesting stories. Like, I won't be the first to say it, but you're doing an absolutely fantastic job. And honestly, it's so inspiring. What you're doing is actually very inspiring. And I'm sure that it inspires others. It's definitely inspiring. Please keep going.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate it. That really warms my heart. It makes me you know, really want to continue to get better and better and keep going at it. You know, it's like, because a month ago I said to myself, man, can I do that? Can I get into like an actual interpersonal, you know, conversation with people and talk about these raw things? And it when I'm in the moment, I'll say this, it can be scary, but it's also very rewarding when you talk to somebody on that level and you can connect with them. And I want to keep chasing that feeling. You know, I want to connect more with people. It means a lot to me.
I think you have something really special with it. I mean, you really have a gift for this kind of thing. You have a gift for conversation. You have a real gift for engagement. And I feel like with this podcast, you're definitely on the right path to something. I think you definitely got something here. And I feel it feels good. Like I can feel it. Like you're on something. Keep riding this train.
Yeah. Thank you, Shino. And everybody's support. You know, you guys, everybody's awesome. And what can I say? Like, everybody is amazing. Everyone that's tuning in, Kevin, I see you out there. You know, Kevin has actually helped me connect with people, and the list of people that are lined up for the show, like, whoa, how does this happen? Well, part of it is because of Kevin, you know. So, shout outs to you, buddy. It's the Sora Starlight. There's a reason. Right after I heard the first episode, I thought to myself, I have to spread this around and connect her with some people. You know, and thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you so much. All my redeems aren't working, of course. What's going on?
Well, I mean, you were just doing a podcast, so.
Yeah, I turned them all back on, but they might be... hang on.
Probably just a little refresh, or just a little bit. It needs a moment to just start back up.
Yeah, true.
You need to reset the mix it up things.
Yeah, yep. I just did. Yep, I bet it's probably
good old mix it up.
Let me test this one.
Let's get glitch rigged their points back, and they can try again.
Yeah, I'm gonna give those back. Where am I at here? Okay. You know, I refreshed it and it still didn't work. Huh, that's wild.
It's being silly.
Let me I'm gonna close and reopen.
Is your program open? I just remembered. Is your program also open?
Oh yeah, I'm looking right at it.
TITS is open?
Yeah.
Have you tried turning it on and off?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's on. Oh, I better run after it. Oh, okay.
Well, turn it off and then turn it back on. That's all I gotta do.
Boop, boop. Yeah, I actually
tried dumping your computer in water.
Oh my god. You know,
oh god,
Dolly,
no.
Do you think
I was
you know
yelled when you said that?
When it's really hot this summer, I feel like I should take it out and give it a nice hosing down. No. It's okay. I'm restarting Mix It Up. I'm gonna restart that all together. But everything else is running. Yeah, I started up like normal. Even though the podcast was there. Anyway, technical difficulties. Yeah, and you know, look, you know, I don't know what is going on. It's starting to tick me off. The beginning of the stream, I had to like stop the stream, restart everything, and it was okay after that. But then it started saying frames are dropping. I'm just like, I got 1 gigabit, you know, internet. And nothing was going on with the network as far as like bandwidth being stolen from anything. And I'm just like, is it me or is it Twitch? I don't know. It's really frustrating when I'm trying to put a show on. Come on, Twitch. I mean, maybe
there you go. It's working now.
Yeah, perfect. So, all right, you guys can go hog wild, and Oh, let me return that last redeem for cream. I saw somebody try. I almost never keep people's redeems. I always reject and refund them every couple days.
Because you're. Is that wise, Sora?
That's why everyone has the power to like just do everything to me.
just
Constant.
smack you with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's why I
relentless.
40k points.
Yeah. So look at this.
Bleh.
Emsbury was like tweeting out clips of the show while it was airing, and I don't know what the clips were, but I'm about to. I'm
curious.
Yeah, let me grab a window here.
But here's my ranking for your podcast tonight.
All right,
Oh.
this stream's gonna be awesome. S rank.
Would have been
Yep, you
What-
get an S rank.
Oh.
would have been real funny if you left that up to chance.
Oh
S
god, yeah,
rank.
no, and then it's like E rank. E for Emsbury, am I right?
Oh, snap, crackle, pop, and look, now I'm a cute Amy outfit wearing Gale. All the redeems coming in. Oh my goodness gracious! All right,
Everyone's
They're
still-
coming in.
They've been away for too long.
Well,
Yeah,
for everybody in
yeah.
Sora's chat, I hope you're all having a wonderful evening, and of course, everybody in call, I hope you all have really good days today.
Yeah, darn it. Why is the capture window not appearing on screen?
I'll tell you a little later. I didn't have a really good morning.
I'm sorry, my dear. Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna make it better.
I'll
Yeah,
give it
I'm
like
sorry
30 minutes.
about
It'll be a
that.
great morning again.
All right, let's
It's
mute.
like you wait for this day every 2 weeks, and you look at your phone, and something is terribly wrong. You're like, wait, that doesn't look right. And you do investigating, and you find out, oh crap, I need to fix this.
Too
God.
sweet.
Not
Yeah.
even your own mother
Oh.
would recognize you in this outfit.
There's Ash
Think
cross-dressing.
so?
Look, he blushed when they told him he was a cute girl. He liked it. Okay, anyway, back to things
You're a
that
cute
matter.
girl, Amy.
I see you.
Yeah,
Um,
show us the clips. Show us the clips.
Yeah,
let's-
Amelia, what are you doing?
So this is she has an out of Emsbury has an
She has
out
an
of context alt account.
Yes, she does.
And I
Everybody
think-
in chat, call Sora Amelia right now.
no. Okay, I'm fine
Amelia,
with that.
Amelia.
So I don't even know what she's highlighting here. It's probably something dumb I did, but let's see.
There will be a gun.
Guess we're about to find out.
Straight at everybody's face, okay? Yeah.
Squirt gun. Totally. Right.
Squirt gun.
Yeah,
It's water gun.
Water gun. Water
Yeah,
gun. water
guys.
gun.
Yeah.
The water gun might have pee in it. Liquid is liquid, but yeah,
What?
I don't know where.
No.
I hope nobody has ever actually put in a squirt gun urine. That is frightening.
Yeah,
honestly.
that'd
Yeah.
be disgusting to say the least.
Yeah, it's.
What if I put rotten
like a
urine milk in
urine-
it?
filled
Actually
balloon.
highlighted that.
Like
Rotten
She
what
did.
now?
Okay.
that's where I'm
Okay,
going.
man. There will be a gun.
So okay, yeah, but you know what I got caught on to in the aftermath was like I didn't know if Emsbury has ever heard of the pee-filled balloon, which I think is a Simpsons joke that from the 90s where I don't know, it was some sitcom where someone's like, I just every time I turned the corner there was always a pee-filled balloon hurling towards my head. I don't know what it was from. But anyway, thank you for clipping that. Ems, I love it, and I love you so much. All right, so here's another.
The only place I know of that had a pee-filled balloon, Sora,
Yeah.
was in a movie called Downhill Willie, and
Oh my
he
god.
was on a ski lift, and one of his friends like, I gotta go pee. It was just like, here, I got this for you. Gives him like a balloon. It's like, what do I do with it? You go in it. And so he goes in it, and it's full of urine. He's like, no, what do I do with it? He's just
Drop
like,
it.
yeah, let it go. And like the villain is talking on TV right below them, and he's just like, I'm gonna win this thing. And then Willie drops the balloon on top of his head.
Oh no. Oh no. That's
Oh
I
my
mean
God.
kind of cool.
Unknowingly.
It sounds like Ernest Goes to Camp or something. Whatever that. I don't know. It sounds like something out of that. But yeah, I've never heard of that. Sounds awesome though. We should watch it.
There's also Bushwhacked. Bushwhacked has something like it.
That was 90s.
Yeah.
Right? And they used
Bushwhacked-
Back to
Yeah.
the Future music in the trailer you showed me.
Yeah, and it was Marv, the guy who played Marv in Home Alone. He was the main character,
Oh, go figure.
and he was basically imitating like a camp counselor or a Boy Scout counselor, and he told all his kids, they're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And he's like, I got an idea, and so he makes them all pee over this cliff.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Oh
And, like-
no!
And like the warden
Jesus.
are looking for him, they're trying to arrest him, and they're so tired. And eventually, all of a sudden, they feel like this little sprinkle on them, like,
It's
feel
raining.
that mountain rain.
Oh, it's a little warm.
And they're like,
Does anyone taste asparagus?
and someone's like, hey, I don't think that's rain you're getting in your mouth right now. Says one of the person.
It's no bueno. It's no bueno. By
And
the
one of
way,
the kids also says, hey, I think I peed on someone's head.
yeah,
I'm
I
done.
do
I'm
remember.
done.
I do remember. No, I remember that. It's one of those dormant memories from the 90s. Anyway, if you guys want to go to the YouTube, the podcast for Emsbury is already online.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, so I will put that in chat if you guys want to watch that. I know some of you were having some issues initially, and then the stream balanced out, and we've been good so far since then. But yeah, you can rewatch it there. I'll put it on my Twitter momentarily. But all right, what else did she highlight? Let's see.
But
Yeah, I wanna see it, I
Sonic
wanna
was
see.
my first ever fictional crush, I think, like ever. But Sonic was my first ever fictional crush, I think, like ever.
That's perfect. Did she do any more? Hang on. Ow, my brain. Nah, that's it. That's it for now. Well, God bless her.
I'm sure she'll probably have more in the future.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, she better. She better hear me, Ems. Obviously, you're watching this, right, Ems? Right, Ems? Right, Ems? Dag nabbit.
Well, if she's not, you gotta give her the benefit of the doubt.
What if she peaced out the minute the podcast ended?
She was like,
I can tell you right now if she's watching. Let's see.
oh no,
Oh,
don't
hello,
call her
sir.
out.
Hey, just don't call. Yeah.
Well, she's not here in Twitch.
That's fine. I have 3 ways to watch me. Tweeter, YouTuber, and maybe that was it. I was tweeting, I was streaming out the 3 play. You know what? It's not been a problem. It's not been a problem. And then I don't know, Twitch sometimes, and then I'm like, is it me? Is it not me? I don't know. This is rough. Anyway, let's move on. Thank you again, Emsbury, for being here. Much appreciated. Hopefully I can get some more of the goats on the podcast. Call my team. I have 100 people team behind me that's running everything all the time. It's true.
The team of me, myself, and I.
Yes, that was a Jim Carrey movie.
You mean myself and Irene?
It's close enough. Yeah, dang it.
What the hell did I read?
I messed it up.
I don't think the 100 team the 100-man team count is your ants in the kitchen right now.
You don't know about my ants, okay? They're lovely.
Look, Sora's the queen.
Women,
They count.
okay? Oh yeah.
Yeah, give them some peanut butter, and yeah, they're good to go. Yep,
That's
there's
what
your
I
team.
do. I just need them to do something. I just hurl a ball of peanut butter on the ground, and they're like, "Oh, yes, anything you want, Sora."
Sora's
this-
the type of person to feed their puppy some peanut butter and just watch them.
I'll just say, at least it isn't like what's his name, Bob's Apartment, where you have all those roaches, that have personalities.
Oh
Or
god.
Asmongold, for that matter. No
Welcome
offense.
to Bob's Apartment.
Full offense. Clean your fucking house.
Yeah, you're a millionaire and you're just living in filth. So I shouldn't pick on it's. I think it's a mental condition, but I don't want to pick anyone.
Oh my God, Sora! Could you please take this shit seriously?
I shouldn't have picked on him. I want to be positive. Hang on, where are you guys at? There you are.
I am. Where am I?
I didn't even know we were playing.
Peach
Oh,
Beach.
you
Yeah,
weren't in here
Mario
when I
Kart.
mentioned it. Sorry. Yeah.
Come on, race with us.
We got a
Race.
Yeah, we got a couple
Sora,
races in.
could you good for a second
Oh,
and
Oh,
hydrate?
Yes.
I
Hydrate.
enjoyed a chili dog tonight.
Oh,
Nice.
neat. Chili dogs are great. Not because of Sonic, but yes, because of Sonic. But they're standalone good. Where'd you get it?
A&W.
Ooh, there's a good.
Yeah,
Chili
A&W
dogs.
does have good ones. But I can't resist going to Sonic's and getting their, foot long Coney Island style.
I wish I had a Sonic's near me, but I would have
Yeah.
gone, but it wasn't there.
Aw.
Starlight, what are you doing? Get off your butt.
By the way, I
and
see a couple of the people in chat. I want to give a big thank you to everybody who came by for our special Discord event in Twinkle Park. So today marked 30 years of Michael Jackson's History album. Today is the official 30th
Yeah.
anniversary of that album, and we went in, we broke it down. I was giving my reactions on the songs and talking about what I personally thought of them, spitting some facts,
Son of a
telling some
no!
stories,
Have
and
mercy! I'm sorry.
and Sora's dying, and then
Sorry about that.
So yeah, no, you're fine.
Man.
But yeah, it went very well, and there were even some emotional moments at some point in there. I don't think I've listened to Childhood, and I think it's a very beautiful, very sad song, but I don't think I've ever cried as emotionally hard as I did tonight. Listen to that
Aw,
song.
I'm glad you got some of that emotion out. That's cool. I know it's really important to you. Oh,
It really,
Mike
it really
Murdoch
is.
is rated with 4 viewers, by the way. Yo, Mike.
Ooh.
How you
Yo,
doing?
thanks
What
for
are
the
you guys
raid, Mike.
doing? Yeah. Love you guys. Yo, by the way, Sora Starlight, I'm a variety VTuber streamer. We're broadcasting to 66 people between Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube right now. I'm joined with my friends Shino, Trixie, and Johnny Hedgewolf.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Howdy, gamers.
Yay.
And we just wrapped on watching the premiere of episode 4 of the Sonic Experience podcast, hosted by me. And we had Emsbury on. So if you want to go catch the VOD of that, it's up on my Twitter and my YouTube and whatevs. But for now, let's get into some Mario. If you got Mario Kart World, the room ID is right up on screen. Let me put it in chat. Mario Kart.
The cow doesn't have outfits.
No, they're like an NPC. They don't get outfits.
Boo! They could have given him some outfits.
It would have been
Yeah, it's kind of
nice.
funny people call those the NPCs, considering NPC just stands for non-playable character, but they're playable.
Shit, you're right.
It's like calling it an ATM machine.
Or a
Hey, ATM machines can be fightable things too in other RPG games.
or your
Yeah.
Nick card, on a computer.
And ATM can also mean automatic time machine too,
Yeah, but there's still the part of the machine there. Like, machine is still very much part of the acronym.
I love machines that don't kill us. Looks like we got Sora. Oh, that's me. Johnny, Shino, and Trixie. So far, last call, people. Whatever. We're gonna start a game here.
Heck yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. What? What's up?
But no, I was just saying. But continue. I was just gonna continue where I left off.
No, you're good. You're good.
Before the raid.
Yeah, let me know if audio problems. By the way, if you can hear me and my buddies and the game. If not, let me know.
Yes, or suffer.
Now, for the whole goodbyes.
Thanks for making me cute again. I love being cute. Makes me
But yeah,
feel
good. It was a good event. Got a lot of footage. Gonna send it over to a versus race. Let's go. I'm gonna send it over to AJ to see if he's up to the challenge.
good. Oh yeah.
And,
Challenge.
Yep. But yeah, we covered a lot of topics. We talked about some of the controversies. We talked about personal thoughts and feelings, and had some emotional moments. We watched all of the videos, listened to all the songs from that album, and then we looked at a couple bonus ones too. So we got really, really, really deep into some stuff. It was great.
Well, that's cool. Yeah,
Nice.
sorry I couldn't join you. I saw it going on. It looks like it was very successful. I just saw
really
a
was.
toad and a police car, by the way. Real quick, I'll give a shout out to Mike Murdoch. They were streaming for Trans Lifeline. They have 2 more sets of streams for tomorrow and Sunday. So that's an amazing cause. They are taking the option off the dial menu of the suicide hotline. Because I'm not even going to get into the why. But, yeah, so good cause, though. Good cause.
Anyway, all toads are bastards.
Yes, they
Well said.
can't sing. They go ha.
Woo!
That's all.
Hi. But don't get upset with me.
Don't shoot.
Don't shoot me. Oh, you shot me, Trixie.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Everybody is Russian.
I am stranger in Moscow.
Haha, gotcha.
I was listening to that song.
You
earlier.
sure did.
I know, I was there.
That'll teach you to drive a straight line.
You know what I did after?
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
driving a straight line in Pride Month?
In Pride Month, it should be Serpent S. At least.
You gotta add a little swouse to it.
But yeah, after the stream, I popped the album. I went ahead and I listened to the first disc of disc 1, then like a couple tracks off of disc 2 from my original CD that my parents sent me in.
Blue Shell.
And I'm listening to it, and I'm remembering like the differences between the original release versus the censored release. Like, holy crap! Ow, you're mean.
By the way, congrats on being ungrounded for 23 years.
What's that?
Congrats on being ungrounded for 23 years.
Yeah, thanks. After 23 years, I'm finally ungrounded and I got my CD back. Thanks, Mom.
You finally got it back.
Like, that's literally what happened, is she took the CD away from me. I think it was because, like, a bad grade or something like that. I don't remember
Aww.
what it was. But,
I'll teach you
got it
not to
back.
learn. Wow, it's
until
like a
the
double...
age of...
Yeah.
Until the age of that I almost doxed myself. Until my age,
Whee!
23 years later, I finally got it back.
Oh, no. Why was it targeting me?
They're the one's finished.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
see. Yeah, that kind of happens, Sora.
Jeez. Gosh dang. But yes, I see you all out in chat. I hears you. Thank you. Well, I better head off now. Frost Kamikaze Game is heading out. Sparky Fluffles. Oh, hey, I know that streamer. We know you. Anyway,
So,
There's like 7 sparks. Which one is that one?
I don't know. Not the usual suspects. I can say that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
well, look, we get it, everybody. You want your nickname to be Sparky. You got it. It's good job, Sparky.
It is
Look,
very popular.
if we find one more, we get a free freaking Sunday at this rate.
Yeah, we're trying to punch our little frequent mileage cards or whatever.
Like your daily wiggles?
But daily wigglers. Listen, log in for bonus rewards. Oh. Would you like to buy these 100 coins for $1.99?
Why would I?
$1.99? I'll never notice that out of my account. Today.
Recurring payments? I'll never care about that.
Yeah, I'm like slowly bleeding. It's funny.
Here we go here. Remember, you can always change the course.
That is correct.
Yeah, choose what you want.
Yo, we're going classic. Let's go.
Mario Circuito.
I am so thankful for like the callbacks to some of the older games.
Oh, there's so much content in here. Speaking of content, you know, I said to myself, I feel like Donkey Kong Bonanza should have been the $80 game, from what I'm seeing.
And understandably so. Like,
Right.
I'm still hyped about that game.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
me
it's
too.
not. However,
I would pay that. I would.
It
I'm not
looks like it.
speaking for the base. I'm saying okay?
at least it looks like it's worth 80.
Like,
I wasn't even 100% out of bounds, and Lakitu just grabbed me out of nowhere. Like, what the frick?
had
You
that
went the
happen.
wrong way.
Yeah, I've had that happen. But I've, like, put a toe outside the course, and he's like, "Oh, son of a," and he snatches me up
Absolutely not.
like an abducted child.
Oh, Shino, you have something coming to you.
I was just spreading the love of music. That's it.
We'll see about that.
You little. There we go with my hour of me.
Ow!
Oh, gee, when do we get those shells from Shino?
I wonder. Ah!
Careful, control the hell when you go there, bud.
Hi, Trixie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
Oh, come on!
Damn it.
I want it.
Man. Dag nabbit.
Okay, that was funny.
Son of a fruit.
That was the moment.
Get back into.
Oh god, I wish this game.
Give me that
auto
crown.
capture- I wish that was
No.
recorded. I really wish that was recorded. Oh wait,
Can't you just do the last 30 seconds?
Yeah,
Still?
can I? How?
Yeah, quickly save. The capture button, hold it down for like 3 seconds.
I think you're
The
probably
capture-
past it. But
Oh, I might. Oh, probably.
yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, there it goes.
Oh,
yeah, it
that-
still works the capture button. Of course. I totally forgot about that.
Thanks for the laugh, Trixie. That was
Yeah.
great.
Teehee.
Hits that dash pedal. I'm like, hi, Trixie. Hi.
Oh, son of a freaking
Bye.
freaking Sunday on a midday Monday afternoon. Ow.
Yeah, I see Dixie gets violent without her fucking doom.
True.
I want to go here. Please, let's go here. I haven't been here yet. Oh, I haven't even been there either.
Well, then it's gonna work out.
The Lumas or the Boos?